So then guys, the Pro Max iPhones what come out every single year are the most successful iPhones that are sold from Apple right now. And a lot of you guys are already wanting to know, what will the iPhone 17 Pro Max provide us in 2025? Well, the great news is there's already been lots of leaks and rumors of lots of information that I want to share with you today. Now, to start with, what I'm going to say, the bad news does come that these renders that you're seeing like right here with a display on the back of the iPhone 17 and an iPhone 17 Pro Max doesn't look like it's going to be coming true anytime soon. As much as we would love a screen on the back or even to have, say, an iPhone 17 Ultra model, there's been no news about an Ultra model or any device that will have a screen on the back of it, unfortunately. But you've got to admit, this is definitely a great render and a great concept that we wish would happen. And you never know, still over the next year or so, we may actually hear of a rumor that this could actually still come true. But next of all, let's talk about things that we actually have heard about and got leaks and rumors about. And first of all, let's talk about the A19 Pro. Now, we've heard potentially that the new A19 Pro could actually be made on a 2nm process. And this even includes the A19. At the moment, the likes of the A18 and the A18 Pro were made on a 3nm process, which was a really great one. It's very similar to what the M4 is made on now, what we have in the likes of the iPad Pro, and we definitely have seen better battery life, more efficiencies, and definitely more performance, and also that the cores and everything are not getting too hot right now, and that Apple could advance to even to a 2nm process, and with this we would see even more efficiencies again, and then also at the same time as well, I believe that the cores, would be even cooler again, that Apple could push this out, and we could see a leap like what we got from the A17 Pro to the A18 Pro. We could get something very similar or potentially a little bit more with the A19 Pro in the likes of the iPhone 17 Pro and also the iPhone 17 Pro Max, what is really, really cool. The other thing that we've also been told, as you can see right here, is that this could actually be paired up with 12GB of RAM for the first time inside of an iPhone. And it looks like this could be just exclusive to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but this definitely does sound really cool and really awesome that we can have even more RAM now. And one of the benefits behind this is that obviously Apple Intelligence is quite RAM hungry. That's the best way I can say with this. And so obviously getting that upgrade, especially at the 15 Pro Max and the 15 Pro came with 8GB, and then all the iPhone 16 models at 8GB. So that move to 12GB is definitely welcome and something that we would love to see in the likes of at least one of the models. And it does look like this is coming to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this is going to be really awesome. And really, guys, that is the latest we know about the insides of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but what about the outside, as it were? What kind of changes are we likely to see here? Well, we've actually had lots of leaks and rumors come in very recently about Dynamic Island and also the camera on the front. Right now, the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 15 and even the iPhone 14 Pro Max actually has a 12-megapixel camera inside of Dynamic Island. It's been the same one over the 3 generations, and it looks like that Apple could finally be upgrading it after 3 generations to a 24-megapixel camera. What is really, really awesome to hear, that this camera is going to be upgraded at last. But something else to go along with that, we've also been told that the Dynamic Island was always visible will be even smaller on the next generation of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So this is really awesome to see, that we'd have a smaller footprint on the screen, and finally we're getting towards that kind of hole punch design. There's no being confirmation of anything to say that, Face ID is going to be underneath the screen or anything like this. It's just that the camera sensors and the Face ID sensors are going to be made even smaller. So this means that the footprint of Dynamic Island will be even smaller next time round, what is really, really awesome to hear about. The next thing though is, what about the rear cameras on the back of the iPhone 17 Pro Max? Well, we've got some great news here. We've actually heard that all 3 of the actual cameras on the back are all going to be 48 megapixel cameras or camera sensors. Remember, with the introduction of the likes of the iPhone 14 Pro Max, we got the 48 megapixel camera for the first time, and then that got enhanced a bit more with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Max, it was a different sensor of 48 megapixel. And then this time round with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, we actually got the ultra wide and also the wide. Well, finally, it looks like that actual teleprism or that telephoto, whatever you want to call it, that zoom lens is also going to be upgraded from 12 megapixel up to 48 megapixel. And the reason why this is really great news is that we've actually had a leak in the past telling us that there's a potential that we could even get a 300mm zoom capability on this sensor, what is really awesome to hear. So this means that there's the potential that the zoom capability is going to be even better with this, especially with the digital zoom. And I can imagine using the Neural Engine and Apple Intelligence and bits and pieces like this, that this is going to be absolutely amazing next year in 2025 to have this. Something else that we've also heard about, and we're a little bit on the fence with this one, and that is that we could be getting a brand new design to the iPhone 17 Pro Max or the iPhone 17 Pro, and that it could look something like these renders that you are seeing right here at this stage, where we're actually seeing kind of pixel kind of design that this could be happening. We actually had a leak in right here telling us that this is what the potential of the next sort of Pro Max sort of iPhone 17s could actually have, but we haven't heard anything since this leak when it came out, and really there's been nothing else to verify this is coming true. So we just have to keep an eye on this one. But there is also something else you want to keep an eye on, and that is the giveaway we are doing on this channel for this. This here is an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel before Christmas time in December. And all you have to do at this stage to enter into this giveaway is just put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're planning to get at the end of 2024 and even into 2025. This doesn't even have to be Apple related, or it could be. Maybe you're thinking of getting one of those brand new M4 Max, you know, or maybe you're thinking of getting yourself maybe a PS5 Pro, or maybe even say the Switch 2 if it comes out in early 2025. Put it down into the comments below right now. And the other thing I just want to quickly say is that near the end of December time, of course, I will be making a video telling you more details about the giveaway, and there will be a little form to fill in around that time, so you don't want to miss out on that. So the best thing you can do right now is subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. And also the main reason is because I'm giving it away to a subscriber. The last thing I just want to quickly say is a Desert Titanium or Titanium Desert iPhone 16 Pro Max 256 gigabytes of storage, and like I said, it will be giving away at the end of kind of December time or just before Christmas. The only last thing I want to talk about is sadly there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, till telling you to WhatsApp, you know, to Telegram, or even Facebook and, you know, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people, or better still, you can see right here, please do report them. So, moving on then to the release dates and price. When are we most likely going to be getting the iPhone 17 Pro Max? And also, how much is it most likely going to cost us? Well, if we're going to place our bets on when it's going to be released, well, everything is targeting towards September 2025. Out of the last sort of 15 years or so, you know, the majority of iPhone releases have happened in September time. So, you know, this is probably the most likely time it's going to happen. And when specifically, at the moment, the kind of bets are going, it's going to be kind of sort of the early teens when Apple will do an announcement, and around about a week to 10 days later, you'll be able to get your hands on a brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max and also the other iPhone 17 models. But as we get even closer to the release date, obviously more will become clear when we get to around that time. The next thing is to do with the price. Now, one or two things I believe could happen here. If we do get that new design of an iPhone 17 Pro Max, similar to like a Pixel design, so a refresh in its design, I do believe at last that Apple probably might increase in US dollars the iPhone 17 Pro Max price. What you've got to remember is that for the second tier of storage, so I'm talking like the 256 gigabyte model, on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the 14 Pro Max, the 15 Pro Max, and now even the 16 Pro Max, has been the same cost, for that model. It's been $1,199 US, and it hasn't changed. And at the end of the day, if you do live in other countries around the world, depending on how strong your currency is, and obviously taxes and import fees and whatever, obviously the price has actually stayed exactly the same. And I believe that if Apple decide to retain this design that we've got right here with the iPhone sort of 16 Pro Max, we've had ever since, say, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, then I believe the price probably will not go up. But if we do get this kind of new Pixel kind of design potentially, or something based on that, then the price, I believe, will go up, potentially by an extra $100 even for the 256GB model in 2025. So right now what I would be saying is that if you are starting to save up, obviously save up for the price for an iPhone 16 Pro Max kind of pricing at the moment, but as we get close to the time, I'm sure the pricing will become clearer and maybe a couple of leaks will drop into with that. But really guys, that is the latest and greatest we know about the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Is this something that you're going to be waiting for in 2025? Let me know in the comments below. And also guys, it's time to wrap up this video, so if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. Also, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons too, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.